Peter, he knows. Peter knows. It's like, that's what's next. I'm gonna go out there, take care of Song, and that's what's next. It just makes sense. 2026 is gonna be lit. Go out there, take care of Song, take care of Peter. Doing well is gonna blow up. I'm gonna retire. This might be the last Suga year ever. Go 2-0.
Well, I think like where you would want to end. Like, so, you know, some people end on top, some people end like they want to go as long as possible.
Tony Ferguson run.
Dude, that would be kind of sick. Just fucking then box. I don't know.
It's world champion.
It's almost so pointless to predict what I want to do in the next 5 years, 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, anything.
Just take it one fight. I go out there and lose and then lose. I'm like, I'm done with this shit.
Ideally, you go out win.
Ideally, I go out there win.
Marab
Go out there.
retires.
I don't care.
You beat
I still know I can beat the motherfucker. I'm gonna go. Ideally, I go take her Song and then get that Peter fight. Fight, and then we'll just go.
Sean O'Malley, the most dominant force in the bantamweight division, the fighter who captivated millions with his striking precision and charismatic persona, has just made a move no champion was supposed to make. Titles, legacy, and loyalty were all on the line. But the most explosive detail, the one that has the MMA world in absolute shock, he's retiring. This year, 2026, this might be the last Suga year ever.
I'm gonna retire. This might be the last Suga year ever. Just take it one fight. I go out there and lose and then lose. I'm like, I'm done with this shit.
Ideally, you go out win.
Ideally, I go out there win.
Marab
Go out there.
retires.
I don't care.
You beat Peter.
I still know I can beat the motherfucker. Ideally, I go take care of Song and then get that Peter fight. Peter knows. That's what's next. 2026 is gonna be lit. Go out there, take care of Song, take care of Peter. Doing well is gonna blow up.
Those words just sent shockwaves through the UFC, and the promotion, they've already responded on Twitter with a message that has fans spiraling. Buckle up, this is going to be explosive. Let's break down exactly what happened. On his YouTube channel, just weeks before his UFC 324 return against Song Yadong on January 24th, Sean O'Malley dropped a retirement bombshell that nobody saw coming. Here's what he said: 2026 is about to be lit. I'm gonna go out there, take care of Song, take care of Peter. Doing well is gonna blow up. I'm gonna retire. This might be the last Suga year ever.
That's what's next. I'm gonna go out there, take care of Song, and that's what's next. It just makes sense. 2026 is gonna be lit. Go out there, take care of Song, take care of Peter. Doing well is gonna blow up. I'm gonna retire. This might be the last Suga year ever.
Wait, what? The former UFC bantamweight champion, at just 31 years old, is already talking about hanging up the gloves. This is a fighter who's been a mainstay since 2018, who captured the title with a brutal knockout of Aljamain Sterling in 2023, and who still has unfinished business in the division. But O'Malley isn't just floating the idea. He's got a plan, a roadmap, and it all revolves around two fights. First, Song Yadong at UFC 324. Then, a championship rematch with Petr Yan, the man who controversially lost to O'Malley back in 2022 and who just recaptured the belt from Marab Dvalishvili at UFC 323. O'Malley sees it clearly. Win these two fights, reclaim the title, and ride off into the sunset as a champion. To understand why this retirement talk is so significant, we need to look at where O'Malley is right now in his career. Currently sitting at number 3 in the bantamweight rankings with an 18-3 record, Suga Sean is coming off back-to-back losses, both to Marab Dvalishvili. The first loss, UFC 294 in September 2024, where he dropped the title via unanimous decision. The second, UFC 316 last June, where Dvalishvili submitted him in the third round with a north-south choke. Two devastating defeats, two failed attempts to reclaim what was his. But here's the twist. Dvalishvili is no longer the champion. Petr Yan dethroned the Machine in December at UFC 323, and suddenly O'Malley finds himself in the perfect position for redemption. O'Malley holds a controversial split decision win over Yan from UFC 280 in 2022, a decision that fans and analysts have debated ever since. Now, with Yan back on top, the stage is set for the ultimate rematch.
Flexibility help there. Nice knee up the middle there from O'Malley. Left. That's stopping the hands against Yan.
Hands are landing. Nice jab by O'Malley. Huge head kick. Yan shoot. Another match.
This shot by O'Malley. Beautiful, straight left, right on the chin. Tough SOB he is, comes right back, lands his own left hand.
That hurt Sean.
Really put Sean on wobbly legs. Favorite takedowns, this little outside trip.
It's such a nasty takedown, bro.
But first, O'Malley must get past Song Yadong, a dangerous striker with power in both hands and a record of 22-8-1. This is no gimme fight. So why would Sean O'Malley, at just 31 years old, be talking about retirement? Let's be real. This isn't just about fighting anymore. O'Malley has transcended the sport. He's built a massive social media following, launched his new business venture doing well, and has become one of the UFC's biggest stars. Not just inside the octagon, but outside of it too. He's got options, opportunities, a life beyond getting punched in the face for a living, and O'Malley himself acknowledges this. He said, "It's almost so pointless to predict what I want to do in the next 5 years, 2 years, 3 years. Take it one fight at a time. If I go out there and lose, I'm done with this shit."
It's almost so pointless to predict what I want to do in the next 5 years, 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, anything could
It's
happen,
take it
bro.
one fight. I go out there and lose and then lose. I'm like, I'm done with this shit.
Translation: if things don't go his way, he's out. No lingering, no painful decline. He'll walk away on his own terms. But if things do go his way, if he beats Song, then beats Yan and reclaims the title, he'll retire as a champion, on top of the world. The perfect Hollywood ending. The UFC has already responded to O'Malley's retirement talk, and their message on Twitter has fans buzzing. While we don't have the exact wording, the implication is clear. The promotion is taking O'Malley seriously, whether that means they're preparing for life after Suga Sean or pushing him toward that Petr Yan super fight. One thing is certain. The UFC knows O'Malley is a massive draw. Losing him would be a blow to the bantamweight division and to their star power. But here's the thing. O'Malley has earned the right to call his own shots. He's given the UFC highlight reel knockouts, pay-per-view buys, and countless viral moments. If he wants to go out on top, the UFC might just let him. So what happens next? January 24th, UFC 324, T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Sean O'Malley steps into the octagon against Song Yadong in what could be the beginning of his final chapter or the end of his story.
Let me try a leg kick on you. Which one's your bad foot?
I don't have bad foot.
Okay. So just try this? Yeah. Did that hurt? Be honest.
No.
Great. Yeah, I didn't try.
A win puts him right back in title contention. A loss, well, by his own admission, he might be done. And if he does beat Song, the Petr Yan fight becomes inevitable. The rematch everyone has been waiting for. The chance for O'Malley to avenge that controversial decision and reclaim the bantamweight throne. Imagine it, O'Malley versus Yan on the lawn of the White House at the rumored UFC supercard later this year. 6 to 7 title fights on one card. The biggest event in UFC history. And Suga Sean in the fight of his life, with his legacy and his retirement on the line. It's the stuff of legends. Let's talk about legacy. If Sean O'Malley retires this year, what will he be remembered for? A knockout artist with highlight reel finishes, a champion who brought style and swagger to the bantamweight division, a fighter who wasn't afraid to speak his mind, take risks, and live life on his own terms. but also a fighter who lost when it mattered most, who fell short in back-to-back title fights, who never got that second reign as champion.
He called the fighter and his lawyer and said, what's going on? There's some weird betting action going on in your fight. Are you injured? Do you owe anybody money? Has anybody approached you? And the kid said, no, absolutely not. I'm going to kill this guy. And, so we said, okay. The fight plays out. First round finish. Literally, the first thing we did was call the FBI.
Dana White sends clear warning message to UFC fighters of their fixing scandal. Dana White involves the FBI in a massive gambling case. And now, FBI cops announce arrest warrants for UFC fighters exposed in a new gambling scandal. They're going to federal prison.
They're going to go to federal prison. Federal prison.
Those aren't empty words. That's UFC President Dana White's direct warning as federal investigators close in on fighters who thought they could beat the system. The warning has been sent. The FBI has been called, and arrest warrants are now in play. This is no longer just about suspensions or fines. This is about criminal charges, federal prosecution, and fighters facing years behind bars.
Is there a point where gambling or the odds makers try to come and infiltrate the actual outcome of sports?
No.
Which would be hard in your sport, I think, because these guys have so much individual pride and it would be so obvious.
100%. We just had the problem that we have, it just happened recently, is insider information is the bigger problem. These guys inside these camps, the guy gets hurt, so he lets these offshore guys know, yeah, this guy's going to fight, and he tore his ACL. Or
and he did this,
something like that. This happened.
He did.
Yeah, this just happened recently.
Let me be crystal clear about what Dana White said, because this wasn't a casual press conference comment. This was a declaration. When asked about the UFC's response to the gambling investigation, Dana White didn't hold back. People are asking me, well, what's the UFC gonna do? Listen, we let these guys know not to bet on fights. Do you know what the outcome of this is? Like, if I penalize them, you get cut. They're going to go to federal prison.
People are asking me, well, what were they talking about? Somebody was saying, well, what's the UFC going to do? Listen, we let these guys know not to bet on fights. Do you know what the outcome of this is? Like, if I penalize them, you get cut. They're going to go to federal prison. Federal prison.
Federal prison. Not suspended, not fined, not banned from the sport. And White didn't stop there. He made it abundantly clear what would happen to anyone trying to fix fights or manipulate betting markets. If you try to do this, I've been very vocal and very open about this. We will be your worst enemy. We will immediately go after you, guns blazing, with the FBI and whoever else we need to get, and we will do everything we can to make sure you go to prison.
If you try to do this, I've been very vocal and very open about this. We will be your worst enemy. We will immediately go after you, guns a-blazing, with the FBI and whoever else we need to get. And we will do everything we can to make sure you go to prison.
Guns blazing. That's not corporate speak. That's Dana White telling fighters, you're done. Here's what most people don't understand. This isn't just the UFC investigating itself. This is a federal criminal investigation led by the FBI. And it all started with one suspicious fight. November 5th, 2022, UFC Fight Night 214, Derek Minor versus Shailan Nurdanbika. Around 1 p.m. that day, the UFC's monitoring company, IC360, the best bet monitoring company in the business, contacted Dana White's team with alarming news.
Probably about 1 o'clock that day, we're with a company called IC360, and they are the best bet monitoring company in the business. And they reached out to us and they told us that there was some unusual action going on with that fight. Do we know anything?
The UFC immediately contacted the fighter and his lawyer. What's going on? There's weird betting action in your fight. Are you injured? Do you owe anybody money? Has anybody approached you?
What's going on? There's some weird action going on in your bet. Weird betting action going on in your fight. Are you injured? Do you owe anybody money? Has anybody approached you to...
The fighter denied everything. Said he was ready to fight. Said he'd kill this guy. The fight lasted 48 seconds. First round finish, exactly as the suspicious bets predicted. And then Dana White did something that changed everything. Literally, the first thing we did was call the FBI.
Literally, the first thing we did was call the FBI.
Arrest warrants are being prepared, and the targets, the people at the center of this massive gambling ring. James Krause, the ringleader. Former UFC fighter turned coach, ran Glory MMA Gym. But behind the scenes, Krause operated something called the 1% Club, a gambling Discord group with up to 2,000 members. Krause had insider information, injuries, training camp conditions, fighter readiness, and he was selling it. But that's not enough. Federal prosecutors want him in prison.
I take over people's accounts and play for them. Like I post the losses.
I actually hit him up before the fights last night and threw 10,000 on him. He gave me 100% picks.
Right.
Yeah.
And just curious, like the Moreno fight, like fights that you're involved in, will you bet on those too?
Derek Minor. The fighter who threw the fight Minor entered that November 2022 fight with an undisclosed knee injury, an injury his coach, James Krause, knew about, an injury that was shared with the gambling Discord. Minor lasted 48 seconds before the injury caused him to lose.
If he was hurt or not, he was getting beat. What does he think? Because he was hurt that guy beat him? No. So the guy from Singapore, China, wherever the hell he's from from Asia somewhere, that guy was going to break this guy in half.
Multiple fighters have come forward, some claiming they were approached to fix fights, and Dana White had strong words for them. It's really weird that fighters are coming out now saying they were approached. Why didn't you tell us? Why didn't you tell law enforcement? Now you're going to be approached by the FBI.
It's really weird that fighters are coming out now saying they were approached. And they're going to be approached now by the FBI.
Dana White has made it clear. The UFC has been working with the FBI from day one. Full transparency, full cooperation, full access. When news of the FBI investigation and potential arrest warrants broke, social media exploded. Fighters and fans expressed shock, outrage, and demands for justice. Finally, these guys are going to federal prison. Dana wasn't playing. I'm starting to think they'll never arrest Krause. This is stealing from everyone who bet honestly. Sports are rigged. This proves the UFC had a problem.
We didn't. So what we did was we called the fighter and his lawyer and said, what's going on? There's some weird action going on in your bet. Are you injured? Do you owe anybody money? And the kid said, no, absolutely not. So we said, okay, the fight plays out. First round finish by rear naked choke. Literally, the first thing we did was call the FBI.
Here's what Dana White's warning really means for the entire UFC roster. IC 360 monitors. Every fight from the first prelim to the main event. Unusual betting patterns? They're flagged immediately. Dana White has a direct line to federal law enforcement. He's met with agents multiple times. If you try to fix a fight, you're not just fighting the UFC. You're fighting the federal government. Offshore sports books, Discord groups, private betting rings. The FBI can trace all of it. Wire fraud laws apply when money crosses state lines. Conspiracy charges apply when multiple people are involved.
One fight in particular, the line changed right before the fight from like, I think the favorite was like maybe minus 220 or something like that to then like negative 450, which is a 4-1 favorite. And more specifically, it was like of a KO in the first round, and it happened in like 48 seconds.
Even if you avoid criminal charges, the UFC will cut you. Regulatory commissions will suspend you. Other promotions won't touch you. Your fighting career is done. And here's the kicker. This isn't just a UFC problem. The NBA is currently dealing with its own betting scandal involving players and coaches. Professional sports are under siege from gambling corruption.
I hate to see anybody in our sport do anything illegal, but fight fixing is absolutely insane. To get to this level and go out and be a part of fight. And I'm not saying this kid's guilty. You know what I mean? There's no proof that he's done this yet, but I can tell you this, it doesn't look good. It definitely doesn't look good.
But Dana White has made one thing clear, not in the UFC, not on his watch. Dana White sent the warning. The FBI is investigating. Arrest warrants are in play. Instead, they're facing federal prosecution, criminal charges, and years behind bars.
There's no proof that he's done this yet, but I can tell you this, it doesn't look good. It definitely doesn't look good. We approached him before the fight, he and his lawyer, and they denied that anything, from everything. Are you hurt?
The message to every UFC fighter is clear. Fix a fight, manipulate betting markets, use insider information, and you're going to federal prison. This investigation isn't over. The FBI is still building cases, and when those arrest warrants are executed, the entire MMA world will be watching.
You know what I mean? There's no proof that he's done this yet, but I can tell you this: it doesn't look good. It definitely doesn't look good.
He's just a little posh boy who's had everything handed to him on a silver platter by his dad.
Do you think he actually got injured or no? Or what do you think happened?
No, he's a little bitch ass. Dana shot him down in that interview. I was like, whoa.
You miss opportunities sometimes, and he did.
And you shit your pants. Know what I mean? That's what you did. You farted and followed through and had shit coming down your leg.
Major warning. What you're about to read might change everything you thought about the UFC lightweight division. The MMA world is absolutely exploding after Paddy, the Batty Pimblett's career-defining destruction of Michael Chandler at UFC 314. But what happened after the fight has everyone losing their minds.